Now we review Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen Fantastic Four First Steps. I know this came out like a month or so ago, but my cat pooped in here. Well, don't want to be stepping on that during the video, do I? Yeah. Well, that just smells lovely, doesn't it? Anyway. So, technically, this is part of the MCMU, Marvel Multi-Universe, which, oh, now I can smell it out of the trash. Oh God. Yeah. The things I do for filmmaking, you know, I'm gonna soldier on here, guys. I know you might say, well, that's unprofessional. Well, yeah, this isn't exactly a professional channel. I didn't make $10 in the last month, so not a professional channel. Anyway, so this particular film features a Fantastic Four that exists in the 60s in their own universe. It's never mentioned if there are other superheroes, but other infrastructure from Marvel does exist, like Subterranea. So this is kind of a fan's movie to begin with. And what is it is that Invisible Girl has just been impregnated by Reed Richards. And Galactus is showing up. So, I mean, you know, look, guys, I generally do not watch Fantastic Four movies. And that is because I'm an obscure movie geek. Oh, look what they did with their millions and millions of dollars. And yet they couldn't get a competent writer. So, I don't know anything about Reed Richards' son. I know that Pedro Pascal is a really bad Reed Richards. I mean, he plays a great, loving father, don't get me wrong. He does the best I feel he could have done given the source material, and the source material is competent. But let's just be clear here, he's not Reed Richards. He's not. Looks nothing like the character. He doesn't really have the demeanor of the character. Reed Richards, you know, has kind of a gravitas. He's like a clean Tony Stark, really. But, so yeah, look. This movie is one of those movies that's like, oh, well, it's kind of like the comics, but it's dumb. Like, you know, you look at the Silver Surfer, for example, this time it's the female Silver Surfer, which is a thing. I mean, there's a female Silver Surfer. Why they couldn't have made her a little more comic book accurate, which would have been awesome, I don't know. And why she looks naked, I mean, you know, to be dead honest with you, I never really got a close look at the Silver Surfer or any particular version of her, him or her. So I don't know if, like, does it look like the normal Silver Surfer has a junk? Because, I mean, this chick should be sporting some mean camel. But that's kind of beside the point. Just, as I recall, the female version of the Silver Surfer, much like the male version, had some dents, man. I mean, this chick was ripped. She looked like she could bench me. And I'm a big dude. I mean, you know, I have mixed emotions about women who are large enough to pick me up. But I do have to say, like, this Silver Surfer did not look intimidating. You know, I mean, The Thing, his character was absolutely wonderful. I loved that. Don't know what the actor looks like under it, but I felt they got he's kind of the reverse The Thing. He doesn't have the same mentality. I mean, the thing about The Thing is that he's represents the working man, the strong backbone, and he's kind of superfluous because his powers are ironically the weakest. Like Reed Richards, he's all brain, but he can still throw a really good punch. And the Human Torch, well, I mean, he can blow fire at people and fly and all that kinds of cool stuff. And Invisible Girl, she's got like force fields and all those sorts of things. So, The Thing really has the weakest powers of all, which is ironic because he's the largest character. He's simply just big and strong and durable. But as The Thing, he's often the most conflicted character. Like, I remember somewhere later in the comics, he has to wear a mask because he injured himself. And there's even a point where Rogues from X-Men steals his powers with a kiss, no less. And, that's awesome. I'd love to see that in a movie. But The Thing, I really liked him. He felt down home. He felt, earthy. He felt like a person, like a strong personality. Human Torch, they make a lot of references to him being like into space and girls. But I mean, like, it never saw him chasing any girl but the Silver Surfer. So that, I mean, like, where's his fan club? Just remember that Captain America was once played by the same dude who played the Human Torch. So, I mean, he's a heartthrob. That's who he is. He's, liked by the ladies. He's the young and impulsive and out there one. Now, I mean, I'm not saying we should really delve into the more obscure Fantastic Four with it's like, go OG or go out, basically, in this one. It's like there's that one Sue Storm, Invisible Girl, who has the Fantastic Four cut out for the boobs. Like, that would be awesome in a movie. Don't know if that could be a PG-13, but I know all the 13-year-old boys would love it. But the thing about this movie is, I mean, it feels like the script is kind of made for TV cartoon. And I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I don't know if this Fantastic Four should really have been punching Galactus. Now, I will say this much. I think I kind of liked Galactus as a character. I felt I've never gotten a really good look at him in a movie. I've never really been a big fan of Galactus. I've seen him in a few cartoons, and I felt he was pretty accurate to what the source material says, but his visuals and imagery, he was really associated with rock and lava in this movie. And, I mean, he's purple and blue. And were he blue and green, that would indicate he's a villain. One of the reasons the Hulk has characters have colors of blue and green, because his anger is the villain. But when you look at Galactus, I think he's reasonably well done. The Destroyer of Worlds is he's all right. The Devourer, I liked him. But all in all, I mean, look, this movie, I really like the look and feel of the film. I really like what's going on, but I don't feel that it was tonally solid in its nature. I mean, I think it had a lot of its inspiration in Bronze Age comics, because it had this Mayberry sort of a thing, and the humor was, it's like they're superheroes and they're having trouble locking down a car seat. It's like, excuse the F out of me. You do realize that the guy that invented this car seat can make a faster than warp drive. He could have literally just made a child carrier that is a robot in and of itself and will protect the child and will lock itself into any car seat without issue. That is something that Reed Richards could have easily done in an afternoon. So the comedy there is just dumb. Particularly given the fact that earlier in the sequence, he's out there going, oh, no, we need to run every test. We need to be perfect. We need to be perfect. I mean, look, I think that there are fathers out there who are like that, who are saying, I need to be a perfect father for my son. And I never knew that aspect of Reed Richards' personality, but then I never cared. You know, I never really thought enough about comic books to get that out of it. But in all reality, yeah, I mean, this movie, it's not as bad as some of the other iterations of the film. It shows a side of these characters that is tonally different from this and the MCU that I'm used to. You know, and of course the MCU I'm used to is the MCU, not the MCU, so I'm more of a fan of the earlier films. You guys know that if you've watched this channel, I'm not a big comic book movie guy, okay? I haven't gone back and watched a lot of comic book movies. I haven't come to this channel and watched a lot and reviewed a lot of those movies. They're just not my thing. I like obscure films. These mainstream films don't appeal to me as much, but so yeah, it's middle of the watch list. I mean, it's a fine enough movie. It's just not wonderful. And I don't know what I'm expecting from Marvel nowadays, but this isn't it. Anyway, I'm Richard.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Fred the Facehugger, and I'd like to point out that this world isn't a nice place. But you know who's trying to make it a nice place? The owner of this channel, yes. The owner of this channel does things like pay for ocean cleanup, and have trees planted, and even feed orphans in an orphanage in Mexico. Yes, it's a real thing. I'm not kidding. I may be a face-hugging alien from a horror movie, but I'm not a liar. Anyway, when you comment, like, and subscribe, you're supporting that better world, and whereas it may not make a big difference, it may be the difference between one more tree planted, one more pound of trash out of the ocean, or one child not going hungry tonight. So, think about it. Shouldn't you comment? Shouldn't you like? Shouldn't you subscribe? I certainly would if I were you. I'm Fred.